Let's see how to determine the reading on a Venier caliper. Now, look at the diagram shown on your screen. The upper part of this Venier caliper is called the main scale, while the lower part of this Venier caliper is called the what? It's called the Venier scale. Now, the formula to get the reading is what? R means reading is equals to M plus AV. M means the main scale, while V means the Venier scale. But what is A? A is the what? Accuracy of a Venier caliper. Now, the accuracy of a Venier caliper in centimeter is what? 0.01 centimeter. Take note of that. Take note of this. This is a constant value we'll be making use of. On a Venier caliper, our A will be always what? 0.01 centimeter. Now, how do we get the reading on the main scale? And how do we get the Venier scale? Now, let's see. Now, focus on this upper part very well. Now, that line you see before the Venier scale started, are you with me? That line you see before the Venier scale started, that is where you will take your reading of the main scale. Now, if you look at this upper part, I have 3. I have to reverse. If I have 3, if I go backward, I will have 2.9. And if I go backward again, I will have 2.8. And I have to stop at this region because it is this 2.8 that have the part that is before the what? The Venier scale. So that's 2.8 is my what? Is my main scale. So my main scale is equals to what? 2.8 centimeter. Now, how do we get the Venier scale? Are you with me? Now, to get the Venier scale is that what? Check the whole of this instrument. The point where the main scale and the Venier scale coincide. The point where the main scale and the Venier scale coincide, where they join together like this, that is where you will take the reading of the what? Of the Venier scale. Now let us see. If you look at this diagram very well, where they coincide is actually this point I'm pointing at. Okay, so let us read it. Now if I count, the first part is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That part is 7. So the Venier scale V is equals to what? 7 centimeter. Now, the reading R will be equals to what? Remember, M plus AV. What is my M? 2.8. Plus, what is my A? My A is actually 0.01. Remember, 0.01 times my V. What is my V? 7. Okay, so R will be equals to, now remember 2.8, we'll use board mass. We'll do multiplication first before we do addition. So 0.01 times 7 will give me 0.07. So the reading of this instrument is now equals to what? Is now equals to what? 2.87. When we add this and this together, we have a 2.87 what? Centimeter. That is our final answer. Let's look at the second question. Now, the diagram shown on your screen is the portion of a Venier caliper. Now, what is the reading of this Venier caliper? You should remember that the upper part of a Venier caliper is called the main scale, while the lower part is called the Venier scale. To get the reading of a Venier caliper, we make use of the formula R equals what? M plus AV. That is it. Where your R is the reading, the question you are asked to do. Your M is the main scale. Your A is the accuracy of a Venier caliper. Remember from the last video, the accuracy of a Venier caliper is 0.01 in centimeter. Okay, this is a constant value you have to know. Now, how do we get the reading? Let's proceed. Before we can get the reading, we need the main scale. And we need to know the what? The Venier scale. Now, what's the main scale? Now, for you to get the main scale of this Venier caliper, you will check the points you will see on the main scale just before the Venier scale started. Look at the point you will see on the main scale I'm pointing out. You see that what? After this point, the next one is the Venier scale down here. So, the point where you will see on the main scale just before the Venier scale, that is your main scale. Now, how will I get the reading of this point? Remember, what I'm having here is 3. If I move forward, it's 3.1. If I move forward again, 3.2. And if I move forward again, 3.3. So my main scale is what? 3.3 centimeter. 3.3 centimeter. So how do we get the what? The vernier scale. For you to get the vernier scale, now to get the reading of the vernier scale, you check the point where the main scale and the vernier scale coincide. You check the point where the main scale and the vernier scale meet, where they join, where they coincide. That will be the reading of the vernier scale. Now, looking at the diagram on your screen, now let me count it. Look at this point too. If you look at the diagram very well, that's the point where they what? Where they coincide, where they met. So let's count. This part is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our vernier scale is what? I have a 7 what? Centimeter. Now let's go ahead to solve. Our reading R is equals to, what is the M? Your M is what? 3.3. Oh, sorry, 3.3. Then plus, what is my accuracy? 0.01 multiplied by, what is the vernier scale? 7. So from here I'll have what? R is equals to 3.3 plus 0.07, and my final answer, the reading, when you add this together, you get what? 3.37 centimeter. So that is the final answer. So the reading of this Venier caliper is what? 3.37 centimeter. Previously we learned how to read Venier caliper. Now in today's lesson we will learn how to read a micrometer screw gauge. Now we are asked to determine the reading of this instrument showing on your screen. Now know that for you to get the reading of any instrument, you need to get the main scale and the vernier scale. Now this part is the main scale, while this other part is the vernier scale. Now note that a micrometer screw gauge measures the diameter of more tiny objects than a vernier scale. For example, if I want to measure the thickness of a paper, you to see a paper, a very small paper, so I'll be using what? A micrometer screw gauge. But for example, if I want to measure the thickness of a rod, then I will employ the use of a Venier caliper. But a micrometer screw gauge measure the diameter of or thickness of very tiny objects. So in this place, my reading is going to be in millimeter. That is the smaller unit. In Venier caliper, I make use of centimeter. But here, I'm going to make use of what? Of millimeter. Because a micrometer screw gauge measures very tiny objects. If I want to measure the thickness of a nylon, what will I use? A micrometer screw gauge. You get? So that is it. So all my reading here is going to be in what? In millimeter. Now to read this instrument is actually the easiest one. Now look at this part is the main scale. How do we get it? This first part is 0, the second part is 1, the third part is 2. So my main scale is equals to what? 2 millimeter. Now let's get the vernier scale. So how do we get the vernier scale? Now look at this part. Is, you see, where the main scale and the vernier scale coincide, that is where we always take the reading of the vernier scale. Now look at this main scale and this vernier scale. These points where they coincide is where I'm pointing at. So how do we get it? Remember, the one that is here is 45, which means the next one, which is where I'm looking for, is 46. So my vernier scale is what? Is 46 what? Millimeter. Now from here, what will I do? The remaining thing is for me to find the accuracy. So the accuracy of this one is 0.01 in millimeter. In what? Millimeter. The one I did for vernier scale previously, it was 0.01. This same 0.01, but that one is in what? Centimeter. Okay. Now let us now use our formula. So my R is equals to, what is my M? 2 plus, what is my A? So I'm going to multiply A and V together. So let me multiply A and V together. So what's my A? My A is 0.01 times, what is my V? 46. So my R is equals to 2 plus, I'll do multiplication first. 0.01 times 46 will give me 0.46. So from here, my reading R will be equals to what? 2.46 millimeter. 2.46 what? Millimeter. So my answer is what? Is option B. So thanks for watching.